She'll tell herself she chose you. She'll tell her friends about your humor, your intelligence, your charm. She'll repeat all the reasons why you two make sense. She even believes it. But inside her brain, far below the level she's aware of, other forces have been working from the start. You think attraction is about compatibility, about shared values or genuine connection. It isn't. Our minds run on ancient wiring, old software built for survival that can be manipulated by anyone who knows the code. There are subtle psychological triggers so deeply rooted in our biology that women respond to them without realizing it. They're not random. They're not accidents. They're the quiet levers pulling her towards someone, the hidden mechanisms behind decisions she thinks she's making freely. Walk through any love story that seemed impossible, any couple that just clicked, any relationship that made no sense from the outside, and you'll see the same patterns running underneath. What makes these triggers powerful is how invisible they are. She's sure her feelings are her own. She thinks her choices are natural and self-generated. But the chemistry of her body and the shortcuts of her brain can be redirected until what she feels seems authentic, even when it's been manufactured. Her nervous system doesn't know the difference. Real or artificial, it all feels the same. A small favor works better than a big gesture. Ask for something simple. Help carrying something, a tiny errand, a little lift, a little. Each time she says yes, her brain quietly tries to make sense of it. Why is she helping you if she doesn't like you? To resolve the contradiction, she decides she must like you more than she thought. It's not theory. It's her own mind rewriting her feelings to match her actions. She thinks she's helping because she cares. In reality, she starts caring because she's been helping. Her body is a terrible detective. When her heart is pounding, when her breath is faster, when adrenaline hits, she still has to decide what's causing it. You can control the context. A scary movie, a thrilling activity, a little risk. Her system produces the same chemicals as romantic excitement. Her brain gives the credit to whoever is closest. You're hijacking her alarm system so the rush of fear becomes the rush of you. Later, she'll remember the feeling as excitement in your presence, never realizing it came from somewhere else. Familiarity is another quiet trick. The more often she sees you, same gym, same cafe, same circle, the more her brain upgrades you from stranger to familiar to someone worth noticing. She won't realize it's happening. Familiarity breeds not just comfort, but preference. People like faces they see repeatedly, even if they don't remember why. You become part of the safe backdrop of her life, and safety transforms into quiet affection. Nothing accelerates attraction like the rumor it already exists. When she hears you're interested, her mind starts searching for reasons to like your back. The feedback loop begins. Knowing you might like her frees her to examine her own feelings. Each piece of evidence she finds makes her more confident about liking you. This isn't manipulation in her eyes, it feels like discovery. Similarity works too. Mirror her posture, her tone, her rhythm. Do it subtly, not obviously. Her brain interprets the similarities as compatibility, as someone on her wavelength. It feels like chemistry, like being understood. But it's just a primitive bonding reflex mistaking mimicry for connection. Scarcity magnifies everything. People confuse rarity with value. Limit your time, your availability, your attention, and her brain reads it as proof of worth. The man who's busy with a full life feels like a prize. The one who's always free feels like a convenience. She can sense the difference between genuine demand for your time and fake busyness. Real scarcity creates desire. The strongest addiction isn't built on constant reward. It's built on unpredictable reward. Respond sometimes right away, sometimes later. Be sometimes very attentive, sometimes a little distant. This unpredictability keeps her brain alert, trying to solve the pattern, turning her thoughts toward you over and over. Her mind interprets the puzzle as fascination. Small commitments lead to bigger ones. The more she invests, time, effort, reputation, the more her mind inflates your value to justify it. Each yes makes the next yes easier. She thinks she's choosing you freely, but she's also following the path her brain laid out to avoid cognitive dissonance. First impressions shape everything. Show confidence, humor, skill, or mystery in one area, and her mind will assume you're strong in all areas. This is the halo effect, and it's not just about looks. Any perceived value can color every future interaction. Negative traits fade, positive ones grow. You're not changing who you are, you're changing how her brain processes who you are. Women don't just judge you directly. They judge you through how others see you. If other women want you, you must be worth wanting. This social proof shortcut is built in. Surround yourself with female attention. Be someone others seek out. Let your value be demonstrated rather than explained. Demand creates demand. She won't remember every detail of your time together. She'll remember the highlight and how it ended. A single peak moment and a strong finish can overshadow hours of average interaction. Plan experiences with built-in highs and leave on a high note. The last impression becomes the lasting impression. Combine all of these: scarcity, unpredictability, social proof, mirroring, peak moments, and her brain floods itself with the same chemistry as falling in love. It feels real because it is real to her nervous system, but it was built, piece by piece, through psychological triggers working beneath awareness. Her brain runs on shortcuts, and one of the most powerful is consistency. Once she takes a step toward you, even a tiny one, her mind pushes her to keep stepping. It hates contradictions. If she gave you her number, then agreed to meet, then introduced you to her friends, each step reinforces the idea that you must be worth her time. To say no later would mean admitting she wasted effort, and her brain won't allow that. Investment justifies itself, and suddenly she's more attached than she ever planned. This is why little yeses matter more than big gestures. They snowball. What begins as a casual coffee turns into dinner. Dinner becomes weekends together, and weekends blur into exclusivity. She thinks it all happened naturally, but each decision was influenced by the one before. The brain strings them together like beads until there's a necklace of commitment she doesn't even remember putting on. Then comes memory's biggest trick. We don't remember experiences as they were. We remember the peaks and the endings. A long night filled with average moments but capped with one electric high and a strong goodbye will be remembered as amazing. The ordinary fades, only the highlight and the finish stay vivid. So if you know how to craft those moments, you don't need perfection. You just need intensity at the right time. The way she remembers you is more important than what actually happened. Her feelings aren't just built on what she sees in you, but also on what others reflect back. If other women pay attention, her brain reads it as proof of value. If your presence draws interest or admiration, she doesn't question it. She adopts it. Attraction spreads like fire when it looks like other people are already warm from standing close. She may not have noticed you before, but the moment she sees competition, you become a prize. And it's not only about people. Scarcity itself bends her perception. When something is rare, it feels more valuable. If you're always available, you're easy to take for granted. But if your time is scarce, her brain equates that scarcity with worth. She starts to feel urgency, as if opportunities with you could vanish. Loss aversion is hardwired. People chase what they fear slipping away more than they value what's guaranteed. Her emotions also run on unpredictability. A steady stream of attention is nice, but it doesn't hook her. What hooks her is uncertainty. When sometimes you're quick to reply and other times you're distant, her brain leans forward. It wants to solve the puzzle, to earn the reward, to figure out why. Each unexpected rush of attention hits harder because she never knows when the next one will come. That unpredictability creates obsession. The chameleon effect works just as silently. When you match her pace, mirror her gestures, echo her energy, her mind interprets it as compatibility. She feels understood, even though it's just subtle reflection. She doesn't notice the mimicry, she only notices the comfort, the harmony. To her, it feels like you're in sync, like you fit. That fit creates a sense of closeness that seems real, because the feelings it generates are real. None of these effects feel artificial inside her experience. Her body reacts, her heart races, her memory edits, her brain justifies. To her, it feels like love. To you, it's clear how easily those feelings can be shaped. The nervous system doesn't label the cause. Excitement is excitement. Safety is safety. Chemistry is chemistry. Her mind fills in the rest with stories that seem like truth. Attraction isn't just about what she feels in the moment. It's also about what her brain predicts. When she sees you handle pressure, take risks, or command attention, her nervous system files you under valuable. The halo effect takes over. One strong impression colors everything else. If you're confident in one area, she assumes you're confident in all. If you seem capable in a single moment, she unconsciously stretches that judgment across your whole identity. Her brain does this because it wants shortcuts, not analysis. It doesn't test every quality individually. It stamps approval once and lets that seal cover everything. But here's the twist. Once that glow is there, flaws shrink. Mistakes are overlooked. Weakness gets minimized. The story her brain tells about you bends to fit the lens of that first impression. That's why timing matters more than perfection. Make the right impact early, and you can ride the wave of that bias long after. The environment she's in also shapes her feelings more than she'll ever admit. Being around excitement, uncertainty, even chaos, can all get misfiled in her memory as attraction to you. A fast heartbeat at a concert, the rush of a thrill ride, or the tension of a new experience, her mind links those sensations to your presence. She doesn't know it's the context. She only knows that when you're there, she feels alive, and she stores that memory as proof you make her feel that way. Social dynamics amplify everything. When she notices other people drawn to you, laughing with you, giving you attention, her perception changes instantly. Value by association is powerful. If others see you as desirable, her brain skips the effort of figuring it out on its own. Popularity becomes proof, and suddenly she's not just seeing you, she is seeing you through the lens of other people's reactions. Competition turns ordinary interest into something urgent. Even her friendships and comparisons play a role. She doesn't measure happiness in isolation. She measures it against others. If her friends talk about their boyfriends, or she scrolls through social feeds filled with highlight reels, her perception of you shifts based on that contrast. You're not only competing with reality, you're competing with an endless stream of curated illusions. The most unsettling part is how her memory edits itself after the fact. She wants to recall every detail of your time together. She'll recall the emotional spikes and the final moments. A single high point can outweigh hours of dullness, and a strong ending can rewrite the entire memory into something brighter than it was. When she thinks back, she's not replaying events. She's replaying the highlight reel her brain assembled. And that reel is what determines how she feels about seeing you again. When you really understand how the mind works, you start to see that most of what we call choice isn't really choice at all. The feelings she swears are real are often just reactions to patterns that have been shaping humans for thousands of years. Every touch, every look, every little moment of tension or relief adds up to something that feels like love. But it is really just the brain chasing chemicals that reward connection and survival. These psychological triggers aren't new tricks. They're the same instincts our ancestors relied on. What's changed is how easily they can be activated. A bit of mystery, a few moments of absence, a flash of confidence at the right time. Each one taps into a system that doesn't know it's being guided. Her mind fills in the story, believing it's her heart leading the way. And that's why these invisible games are so powerful. They don't feel like games. They feel natural. The emotions are real, even if the path that created them was engineered. When she laughs harder around you, misses you more than she should, or can't stop thinking about you, it's not logic driving that. It's programming buried so deep she couldn't turn it off if she tried. But there's something dangerous about using this knowledge. Once you see how attraction can be built, it's easy to forget you're part of the system too. The same chemicals that pull her in start to affect you. The same illusions start to feel real for both of you. What began as understanding turns into participation, and soon the lines blur. You start to believe your own act. Because the truth is, even manipulation can start to feel like meaning when emotions take over. The body doesn't know what was genuine and what was created. It only knows what feels good, what feels safe, what feels alive. And when both people are caught in that feedback loop, It doesn't matter where it started. The brain will always find a way to call it love.